Hello Year 10, welcome to a video explaining about the parabola and the most recent bit of classwork. This video is going to take a slightly different approach than the Zoom session we did yesterday, but hopefully it'll be able to explain things a bit better. Okay, so what we covered first was the fact that in real life we've got these graphs that demonstrate a trend over time. This is numbers in Australia of total COVID cases, and this is our timeline. This is a different graph showing the active cases at the moment. People are actually infected at the moment, so you can see the trend happening. This is another one, not a line graph this time, but you can see the trend over time. With this topic, we have a different trend, which we put an equation to. So our equation is y equals x squared. And the trend is given a name called a parabola. Our parabola has a particular shape. And what I'm going to do next, so this is a parabola. We've got symmetrical shape, looks like a curve with a smiley, looks like a smiley face. And now I'm going to show you why we end up with a parabola using this equation. So let's have a look. So whatever's in blue here is going to be this value squared, because y equals x squared. Now I started with an easy one. 0 times 0 is 0. Now that represents a point 0, 0, which is right there. And then we're going to do these other easier ones before we fill it in a bit. 1 times 1 is 1. So what we do, we find the 1 here, that's our x value here, and we go up level with 1 for the y, where they intersect, that's the point 1, 1. 2 squared, here 2 times 2 is 4. So we're going to find 2 for the x and 4 for the y. 2 for the x, 4 for the y, there it is. So now I've got 3 points so far. You can see already it's starting to look a bit like a parabola. Let's go to the other side just to help us with -1. There it is. I've got a little ready reckoner to work out what -1 squared is. Equals 1. Okay, because -1 times -1 is 1. So with -1, the answer is also 1. -1, 1. And it's starting to look a bit symmetrical either side or there. Okay, let's go -2. -2, 4. So -2 times -2 is 4. So we go down to here, -2, up to level with 4. So now we've got the shape happening. Now it's going to do some in-between ones. So I'm going to go 0.25, which is there, 0.5, 0.75, 1.25, 1.5 and 1.75. That's to see where these numbers work. So 0.25 is there. I'm going to see what that is squared. 0.25, which is the same as a quarter. What's that squared? 0.0625. So 0.25 is there. But going this way, that's not very high up at all, 0.625, so that's about there. 0.5 squared. 0.5 times 0.5 is 0.25. So that's 0.5 there, and 0.25 is up here is there. So I better fill these in blue. That was 0.625, and that's 0.25, and then 0.75 squared. That's the same as 3/4. 0.5625. Just over half. 0.25, that's half, so that'd be there. That's 0.75, that'd be there. What's that number again? 0.5625. Okay, so you can see the trend is heading that way. Let's see what happens with these numbers bigger than 1. 1.25 squared. 1.5625. Okay. So 1.25. 1.5625. Oh, just erase that. 0.5625. 1.25, 1.5, that's about there. 1.5 squared. 2.25. 1.5. 2.25 is there. And it's 2.5. And finally 1 3/4. 1.75. What's that squared? Just over 3. 3.0625. Just over, so 1.75. Just over there, that's there. There we are. Now, guaranteed that there's going to be the same trend on this side. So that's why when we do y equals x squared, you're going to end up with this shape. I could try and join them up. There we are, and it'll be same on this side too. Parabola from y equals x squared. Okay, next. So with a parabola, the fact is that it's symmetrical. This is y equals x squared done by a computer. Down here is called the vertex, and it's given a name concave up, which the shape looks like a smile, and the minimum value of the parabola is 0, which is there. And then now what we've got is this idea. What happens when we change, put a number before the x squared? Now this one and the blue one, that's that one there. The blue one going around that way is y equals x squared. The purple one is y equals 3x squared, which is skinnier. So when you put a number before the x squared, it makes a skinnier graph. And then, oops, fraction. Put a fraction before the x squared, it makes the graph wider. So that's y equals a half x squared. So that's our first variation. So to cover so far, y equals x squared creates a parabola. That shape, symmetrical, and it's called concave up. Then when you add a number before the x squared, you create a graph that's skinnier, like this purple one is. A fraction before the x squared makes it wider. Okay. Next. Now we can do a minus x squared as well, which makes this obviously upside down. And that's called concave down. Looks like a frown, a bit like the McDonald's sign. So when you put a minus sign before the x squared, you've got an upside down parabola. Next one, where you can also put numbers before the minus x squared. So minus 2x squared. I'll just see where our minus x squared is, and then the blue is minus x squared. The green is minus 2x squared. So again, it goes skinnier. And then minus a half x squared, a fraction, makes it wider. So there's those ones there. Now, a little bit of a double up there for some reason. Let's just move get rid of that. There we are, that's better. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look at, what happens when you add. So I've just dealt with a number there, and then what happens when you add a number as well afterwards. So I'm going to go to this Desmos graphing calculator. Okay. Y equals x, and to get squared you press shift and 6 and then 2. There's y equals x squared in red. Okay, so what happens when we do another one with a plus? Y equals x, shift and 6, squared. We're going to do plus 2. There we are. It's shifted it all up so that the here, where it crosses the y-axis, is now, instead of back down here where y equals x squared is, x squared plus 2 shifts the whole thing up to the minimum value is 2. Same as if you take away 1. X squared minus 2. So the green one, so there's our original x squared, minus 2 takes it down to there. Same parabola, it's just shifted the whole thing up, shifts the whole thing up or down. Okay, let's go back. All right. Now, that one I'll go to in a minute. Yep, I'll get to in a minute now. The next thing is what happens when you want to answer the questions on the Google Doc. First one is graphing. So to make it easy, y equals x squared. Remember shift and 6. There we are. Now I've discovered a way, thanks Antonio, discovered a way to get a quick way to cut this. So you press shift, the Windows button and S. Darkens the screen. Click on that and we just highlight what we want. And then we go back to here. Just pretend this is your Google Doc that you've got to fill in. Control V for paste it. There it is. Done. And I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. There we are. That's y equals x squared. So the same with these other ones. Y equals minus x squared, y equals x squared plus 2 in the graphic calculator. Take that one off. Y equals x squared plus 2. There it is. So you just shift the Windows and S. And you can just but click on that one. There it is. That's all you need. And then you take it back to the Google Doc and paste it in. So that's how you do those ones there. Requiring graphing. Okay. Now, did I have, okay, it's in the other one. I'll just see if I can find a quick, we want the original one I used to put on your Google Classroom. I think it's that one. There it is. Yep. Okay. So now, this one here. How to do that one? Just take it down so it fits a bit better. So we're matching up the graph with the equation. And this one here, remember, if it's facing concave up, like a smile, then it's going to be y equals x squared plus something. So that one, that one, that one, that one. Those four of them. They're going to be y equals x squared. So this one, because it's centered around 0, that's just y equals x squared, which is A. So that's C is equation A. This one, the whole thing has been shifted down to minus 12, so that'd have to be y equals x squared minus 12. There it is. That's that one. And then the ones upside down are minus x squared. So minus x squared plus 8 would be this one. Minus x squared plus 8, because it's upside down and it's centered around the plus 8, which is minus x squared. Oh, there it is. They've just shifted the numbers around, so that's that one. Now finally, the last question here is, I've done it for you. You just have to be able to sketch just like I've got here. And if you're watching the video, you can always pause so you can get the sketch right, or just copy it off the PDF that I've already given you. All right, I think that's it. Thank you, everyone.